This week we have Saturn Retrograde. We have the Lunar Eclipse in Sagittarius. And we have Mercury and Venus making a conjunction right after this happens, right before Mercury actually goes retrograde. There's a lot of things that are legitimately going on as far as this upcoming week and stuff like this is concerned. So please be aware, please be mindful as well of all these transitions that are going to be happening. They are going to be extremely potent. So, we're going to get into all of this today. So please be sure to stay tuned, such like that. Please make sure to like, comment, share this with a friend if you like it, if you like this format, etc. Because we're about to get into it right now. So this is going to be your weekly transit weatherman report, and I'm throwing the intro and we're about to get right to it. So welcome back to another installment of Transit Weatherman. This is going to be bananas. The lunar eclipse in Sagittarius is very much meant to override the thought and the notion of you not being able to accomplish what you want to achieve. The thing about Sagittarius is that there's a large part of this like daredevil energy that comes in with this. There's a large part of being able to really push your will and push your ideas into motion and into frame, right? The Sag energy is also going to be very strongly tied to the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture of what you desire? What is the bigger picture of the things that you seek? This is a sign of seeking. What are you looking for? What are you trying to find in this regard? A lot of this is going to start to come up within this upcoming week's time frame. One of the biggest things that I have to mention about eclipse time frames, right, is that this is a strong time to let go and let the universe. I'm saying it one more time. Let go and let the universe. Why is this the case? Eclipses are basically new moons and full moons on steroids. Why is this the case? Well, this is going to actually be combining with the strength of the North Node and the nodal axis. I'm not here to break down the full science of this. There's a bunch of dope videos out there that do so. However, what this is going to mainly be about energetically and what this actually means for us, right? This lunar eclipse is going to be releasing parts and aspects to the soul that no longer are supposed to resonate. And what's interesting about this is right before this lunar eclipse is going to happen, we have Saturn going retrograde. And if you know anything about Saturn, Saturn is basically known as the big mean planet of karma, but Saturn is way deeper than that. And I think Saturn gets very misrepresented in a lot of cases. But when it comes to Saturn retrograde, this is going to be a very strong internal reframing of how we view the work that we do and how we view the work that we are going to do, the work that we are going to accomplish, right? Now, the reason why this is happening and why it's about the work we do and the work that we're going to accomplish, right? This has everything to do with also why this Mercury retrograde is happening at the time it is, why this lunar eclipse energy is happening at the time that it is. So we're about to get into the astrology in just one moment. Before we break down everything, let me just show you what's going to be coming up real quick. And then we're going to get into just the astrology, knock that out the park and get you a little bit prepared, a little better prepared for this eclipse season coming up, for this Mercury retrograde coming up, which is just going to be making a lot of differential within this collective, whether they know it or not. So let's hop into this right now. So this right here is my website. Right now, I have a actual sale on the advanced chart readings. So if you wanted to get like a natal chart advanced chart reading, please check out the sale. This is on my personal website, chadthemaverick.com. Also, your destiny, past life, or mission reading is going to be there as well. And then everything that you'd ever need to know. Now, what I do need to point out to you as well is that there's a live event. So I'm talking a little bit about the lunar eclipse today, but I have a live event where I'm going to be breaking down the lunar eclipse in real time during the actual lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. Is going to be extra powerful because I am a Sagittarius, and the two people that I'm going to be also doing this with is going to be the Peace Dealer and Gemini Brown, two awesome Geminis as well. And literally the lunar eclipse is on the axis of Gemini and Sagittarius. There is no better way to bring that in. And we're also going to be talking about the whole month of Gemini. What does this eclipse season mean? What do all these changes in destiny mean? So if you want to go through, this is going to be the celestial revelation of destiny. And this is going to be up there right now. Now, if you didn't know, I make music. I'm dope. Please check out Honey and Silk. All the links that you want to find as far as like the music and everything else like that, all you need is going to be in the bio site / Chad the Maverick. It'll bring you down to the chart readings, Hey Hero, the live event, and everything else that you'd probably need to find and that you need to peep from myself. So let's get into this upcoming week. So I have the Astro Gold open, have the Astro Gold ready. Let's just get straight to it. There's a lot to go on and talk about, so I want to make sure that we get this down. So getting into the transits, this is going to be today. This is Saturday when I'm doing this. So the moon right now is in Libra, making its trine to the North Node, making its trine. It'll be making its trine over to Venus and Mercury later on. Mind you, moon transits are super fast, but they're still going to be critical as far as how they work, at least in this regard. So the reason why this is important is because there's a large portion of this social energy and this social element that's going to be coming up with this Saturday time frame. So as the social element and the social energy starts to come up, what are you going to do to start to connect yourself better to the people that are meant to connect with you? People are looking for your energy to show up. But if you're not being fully yourself, how are they going to be able to find you and then match with you when you feel the same type of vibe? This is what's going to be like a big highlight coming in. With Gemini season also starting, there's a lot of communications. There's a lot of new people talking. There's a lot of like bridging in the social energy and social construct. People even want to speak about things a little bit more. And because of this Gemini aspect starting off right now, we're going to be getting into a lot of themes that are going to start to pop up later on during Mercury retrograde. So be mindful. All the themes within this like Mercury and Gemini time frame are going to start to like reveal themselves, and how do you need to like activate and how do you need to work with them. And a lot of these themes that you have to work with, honestly, is going to have to deal with you working with other people. That's why there's a highlight on this Libra energy, I believe, starting off this week in this regard, right? Oops, wrong thing again. Okay, right there. So I'm getting back to this though, right? This is basically going to be sending let's send it one more day further, right? So then the next day is going to be making this trine a little bit closer to Mercury, right? So as it's making this trine, you have to also like realize that this air sign energy is starting to really ramp up. Let me put my face on here. This air sign energy is really starting to ramp up. As a matter of fact, every Mercury retrograde for the next upcoming little bit is going to be all in air signs. So the air, the communication, the social energy, these social constructs all need to be reevaluated and changed. And as you can see right over here with Saturn has just gone retrograde starting on Sunday. And the Saturn retrograde is going to be in effect until October 10th. And you might not feel the effects of Saturn being in retrograde immediately. Sometimes outer planets have to like shift a few or at least a degree or so back before you start to actually like feel its effects. But what is on the horizon and what is on the curve is how are you going to be changing the way that you go about your business? How are you going to adapt yourself in order for you to properly activate and strive for the right things that are going to be leading you a little bit closer to said legacy, and not even legacy, vision? Once again, this lunar eclipse in Sag is about finding the vision. How are you going to push forward your vision? And it's in 5 degrees Sagittarius. This is the erotic degree in degree theory, right? And with that being said, there's a certain sense of flair. There's a certain sense of charm in the things that you know. So it's the time for you to kind of express the things that you know and get a little bit closer to how you want to convey those things, even to people that may not understand the things that you do. These are important aspects that come up right here, right? So let me go over to the next day. I forgot I have notes for this week. Haha, I forgot. Regardless, right? So we have the moon is going to be in Scorpio, right? So as the moon goes into Scorpio, It's making this trine over to Mars in Cancer, which it will be within the next few days. And it's also going to be making this trine over with Jupiter a little bit earlier on, right? So first it's going to make a trine to Jupiter, and then later on it makes a trine to Cancer, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is also the dark moon phase before the eclipse. I believe it's dark moon, if I'm not mistaken off the top of my head, but it's the last phase before the eclipse actually happens. And so with that being said, this Scorpio energy is going to be a lot of purging. There's a lot of purging, restoration, regeneration that needs to occur even before we enter the lunar eclipse, which is all about the releasing and letting go and everything like that. So I'm going to be very straightforward and very real with y'all. This is going to be a heavy week energetically because it's very much about letting go and purging away the old mindset and the old philosophies that you used to carry. These are the things that are going to be like kind of just like letting go. Mind you, I'm going to be getting super in depth into the lunar eclipse and everything about that in this live event. So please be sure that you sign up for that. So that's going to be super fun. Regardless, this is like making like a real like diving into the deep, especially with this Mars in Cancer. Mars in Cancer has a reason why everyone's kind of been in their feelings in a certain way. Everyone's been in a certain mood. Everyone's been in a certain bag because of Mars in Cancer. And because of this certain mood and certain bag, this is going to start to like fluctuate a little bit more with this. So be aware of your own emotions and don't let them turn tumultuous. I think that's the right word. Tumultuous for like no good reason. Be sure to just like keep your composure as much as possible when it comes to this moon and Scorpio as well. It may be difficult too. It's literally eclipse season, so it is what it is. But just to kind of keep that in mind though, that this is the reason why. And so then on the 25th, we have the moon about to go over. The moon about to go over to what's it called? The moon's going in Scorpio, is about to trine Neptune and Pisces, right? So this is also in a weird way, this purging and this expansion has a lot to do with how are you going to get rid of, oh, 1 second. I think I did have it there. All right, cool. What you need to get rid of internally to put you on a better pedestal for this foresight. And that's what this whole lunar eclipse is all about. You see this? Like this lunar eclipse is technically happening at 5 degrees, so it'll be like a little bit earlier within this day. So let me actually get y'all there just so y'all can see this in the process as well. But moving back here, so it's about like 4, like really early in the morning on Wednesday, right? So this is what's going to make a whole. Just come to the event. Just come through to the event because there's so much to talk about because this actually activates the rest of the month. Mind you, I'm coming here weekly, but this is going to be like a whole month in advance of all the vibes that are going to be coming up. So please be sure that you show up to the event because that's the only way I can like fully get into it in this way because there's so much that's happening with this. But like I said, I still want to be able to get y'all to know what's going on with this week, and so y'all aren't like in the dark or like, wait, what do you mean this was supposed to happen? Like, nah, I got y'all. Getting to the next part though. So basically moving on from there, let's go back into the astro goal. But moving on from there, where the moon is going to be at 25 degrees, it's going to actually be hitting the galactic center before it keeps moving forward. So it's like there's so much soul energy, soul level work, and then the moon ends off with Capricorn this week, right? So there's so much. I mean, that was the accident, but I mean, like, all the links are in the bio if you want to, like, find anything. My fault. But regardless, though, right? This is basically what's going to be making or breaking. And I keep saying vision. It's like a quest. The whole idea behind Sagittarius is that everything's a quest. Everything's an adventure. Everything's a, like, this is going forward. It's like even akin to like sagas of your life. And then Gemini season is going to be very much about the communication. Like, how are you, like, okay, it's cool. You have all these sagas, you have all this wisdom, but what are you going to say about this? These things are going to start to really shake us all up as a collective come this upcoming week. So please be mindful of that. Definitely make sure that you like get ready for that eclipse. And by getting ready for the eclipse, I don't mean like grabbing this or trying to manifest this. I actually don't recommend trying to manifest your own will. during eclipse time frames per se. Every other new moon and full moon, 100%. Matter of fact, I do these ceremonies. I'm 100% with that. But when it comes to eclipses, this is when your higher self, your higher guides, and etc. have to kind of take the reins and be like, yo, we gonna clean up house. We gonna make sure that you're good on the inside, and then we're gonna make sure that you're able to like be in a good environment, be in a good good space as well. So that's something that I'm definitely seeing when it comes to all this. So outside of that, I think that's pretty much it as far as just like peeping you the astrology of the week. Thank y'all so much for showing up. Much love for you all for being here. Please make sure that you like I said, like this, comment, show some love down below, etc. And then we're going to just keep these going. I have a couple other ideas as far as getting more content to y'all, but we working, we making it work. So please be sure to pull up and everything else like that. And outside of that, much love, and until next time, y'all have a great one. Peace out.